Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Steelers poll about face on Shedeur Sanders ahead of NFL draft. Up until April 8, the Pittsburgh Steelers had not publicly shown much interest in Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders ahead of the 2025 NFL draft. After choosing not to heavily scout Sanders at his Colorado Pro Day on April 4, some questioned whether or not the top-tier QB prospect was on the Steelers' radar at all. Pittsburgh has been linked to quarterback classmates like Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, Will Howard, Tyler Shaw, and Quinn Ewers, among others. But a Sanders team visit had yet to materialize. That changed on Tuesday, as the Steelers shifted course on the Buffalo Star. Sources: Colorado QB Shedeur Sanders is scheduled to visit the Steelers later this week, Fox Sports NFL insider Jordan Schultz reported on April 8. Reminding, Pittsburgh holds the number 21 pick in the draft. Later, in a follow-up post, Schultz added, the Steelers remain very interested in Aaron Rodgers, and the hope is an agreement eventually happens. But Pittsburgh has done extensive work on this year's QB class, and Shedeur Sanders is now scheduled to be in the building on Thursday, per source. Given the rumors that Sanders could slide on draft night, potentially as far down as number 21 overall, Pittsburgh will do their due diligence. Who knows, a great pre-draft visit could even push the Steelers to consider a trade-up in round 1. Sanders also commented on the April 8 news on his Instagram story, although he didn't say much. While reposting a fan-made jersey swap of Sanders in a Steelers uniform, the collegiate star simply captioned the pic, "Legendary." For those who don't know, this response is on par with Sanders' brand. The Colorado signal caller and son of NFL Hall of Famer Deion Sanders often wears a large chain with that word. His Instagram bio also reads, like his father, one of Sanders' greatest strengths is his confidence and self-belief. Many have doubted his ability and picked apart his skill set throughout the NFL draft process, but Sanders has not wavered in what he expects out of his career. That's an attribute that an elite motivator like head coach Mike Tomlin could key in on when meeting Sanders face-to-face. During the latest edition of the Adam Schefter podcast, the NFL insider fanned the flames of Sanders to the Steelers. I was of the mind that Pittsburgh was not taking a quarterback in round 1, Schefter began. I think the only quarterback that they would consider, me reading between the lines, would be Shedeur Sanders. But I can't imagine he's gonna slide to 21. Would Pittsburgh be willing to trade up to a certain point to go get Shedeur Sanders, if he gets past those other spots? He pondered. Continuing, if the Cleveland Browns don't take Shedeur Sanders at 2, and if the New York Giants don't take Shedeur Sanders at 3, and that is the feel that I'm getting recently, where is Shedeur Sanders going? It's a fair question, although there are a couple of other teams ahead of the Steelers, like the New Orleans Saints at number 9 or possibly Tampa Bay at number 19, who could also be searching for a long-term answer at quarterback. Ryan Clark doubles down, urges Steelers to sell the farm for Shedeur Sanders. The Pittsburgh Steelers are reportedly set to host Shedeur Sanders on Thursday for a pre-draft visit. Until now, the Steelers' QB interest seemed mostly focused on day 2 and 3 guys to take a less risky swing later in the draft. All that is changed now, with what many would rank the number 2 QB prospect coming to town. It's time to start seriously considering the possibility of a first-round quarterback. Sanders is projected to go as high as the 2nd or 3rd pick to the Cleveland Browns or the New York Giants. Even if he falls a little, would he really make it all the way to number 21 when the Steelers make their first selection? Former Steeler Ryan Clark thinks they should take drastic measures to secure him if he starts to fall on draft day. If Shedeur Sanders does happen to slip past number 9 and you have the opportunity to move up. If the Saints and Kellen Moore decide to go a different route, make it happen, Omar Khan, Clark said via ESPN's NFL Live on Tuesday. Sell the farm. Sell Mel Blount's farm and his ranch. Sell his horses, and let's go get Shedeur Sanders. This isn't the first time Clark has floated the idea of trading up for Sanders. A couple of weeks ago, he said it would make a lot of sense for Omar Khan, given how aggressive he's been as the GM in his short tenure so far. But now the idea has a new life with the Steelers bringing Sanders in for a pre-draft visit. The Steelers don't have much draft capital this year to work with. According to draft value charts, they have the third worst value in the league for 2025. Many of us, myself included, have been assuming the 2026 comp pick strategy was a play to maximize their ability to trade up for a quarterback next year. That may be the case, but it's at least worth pondering whether they will use the 2026 draft capital to move up this year. They won't be able to trade their compensatory picks until they are officially awarded sometime next offseason, but they can use their other picks knowing that they will have some compensatory value to help mitigate losses. In order for Sanders to make it past the New Orleans Saints, he would have to make it past the Tennessee Titans, Cleveland Browns, New York Giants, Las Vegas Raiders, New York Jets, and, of course, the Saints. The Titans, Browns, and Giants are the teams that definitely need a quarterback. The Titans are expected to draft Cam Ward, and there is a growing belief that the Browns and Giants will select Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter, respectively. The Raiders and Jets both have quarterbacks, but I don't think anybody is sold on their 2025 starters being slam-dunk, long-term solutions. It wouldn't be shocking if one of them pulled the trigger if they really like Sanders as a prospect. If he makes it past the Saints, which is a big if, then the free fall is on. There aren't many other teams that make sense, but somebody could angle to trade up and leapfrog the Steelers. Clark wants the Steelers to be aggressive and secure Shedeur Sanders if he makes it past that number 9 spot. It would be a huge risk for the Steelers, but they eventually need to take some big swings to find the future of the franchise so they can stop spinning their wheels with playoff futility. Steelers officially meet with new quarterback amid Aaron Rodgers games. The Pittsburgh Steelers know that waiting on an Aaron Rodgers decision might cost them. The 4-time MVP has made it clear that he is not only taking his time, but keeping his options open. In light of that, Pittsburgh has shifted their focus to a completely different find of quarterback. The Pittsburgh Steelers having a chance to select Shedeur with the 21st pick was unthinkable a few months ago. Now, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette reports that the All-American is on his way to Pittsburgh this week, according to Jerry Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. While Colorado's Shedeur Sanders is still expected to be the second quarterback off the board in this year's NFL draft, there could be a big gap between when he and Cam Ward are taken. Fans were a bit shook by the update on social media. "That's an interesting one," Ian Rappaport replied. "Man, if the Steelers can somehow land Shedeur Sanders, it will feed so many families in Pittsburgh for years to come," a user said. "Pitt drafts him, Browns trade for him in year 4, Tony Grossi predicted. "Give us him over Aaron Rodgers please," a fan begged. "When Prime said he likes these colors, everyone thought he meant Saints when he really meant black/gold for Steelers," another person commented. "Please let him drop to 21, another user exclaimed. "The NFL will absolutely regret that expletive, I promise LOL." Here is a look at Sanders' college stats. And you, fan? What do you think about Shedeur Sanders' situation? Write to us in the comments.